listening to the Agent Survival Guide podcast, a podcast for today's insurance agents. Informing, educating, empowering, improving the way you do business in an industry that's anything but static.
In today's episode, have questions about AHIP? We've got answers. Whether it's your first time or your fifth, completing the annual AHIP certification is important for licensed insurance agents selling Medicare plans. But that doesn't mean you're not going to have questions about it. We get a lot of those here at Ritter. And today, I'm joining Sarah in the studio for a Q&A session about AHIP.
Thanks, Tina. Regardless of experience level, completing the annual AHIP certification is important for licensed insurance agents selling Medicare plans. Tina and I will dive into 15 frequently asked questions about AHIP certification and some tips for test prep at the end. Let's get started. Tina, take it away.
The first question on our list is, do I need to pass AHIP if I already passed last year?
Yes. Since plans and CMS regulations change from year to year, you must pass the test annually in order to sell. The good news is you're already at an advantage if you passed last year because you've proven to have a good foundational knowledge of Medicare sales, and you have an idea of how the test works. Also want to add in this reminder, many carriers require agents to continue certifying with them to receive renewal commissions. AHIP is oftentimes part of carriers' certification requirements, too.
On to the second question. Do I need to complete the AHIP training review questions?
The short answer is yes. New and returning agents must complete all review questions at the end of the training modules before taking the AHIP final exam. How you do with answering the review questions will not affect your score on the final exam.
Number 3, how many attempts at the AHIP test do I get?
You have 3 attempts. If you fail 3 times, you can re-enroll and purchase another set of 3 attempts. However, many carriers will not accept 3 failures in a given year and will prohibit you from selling their product during that plan year.
Question 4, how long must I take between failed attempts?
Well, it depends. There's no set time you need to wait before trying the AHIP test again. If you fall just below the passing threshold and feel confident in your knowledge, you can give it another go immediately. If you miss the mark by more than a few points, we would recommend taking more time to study before your second or third attempt.
Number 5, do I have to take AHIP directly through their website?
No, you don't have to. In fact, if a carrier offers AHIP certification through their broker portal, you'll be directed to a customized AHIP page for that carrier. In many cases, certifying through a carrier's broker portal will give you a discount off your AHIP training that you would not receive by going directly through ahipmedicaretraining.com.
Question 6, is it required that I take the training on a computer?
Nope. Agents are able to train on the go with AHIP's mobile-friendly technology, like smartphones, tablets, etc.
All right, we're about halfway through the questions with number 7. How much does AHIP cost?
It costs $175 to take the 2024 AHIP certification test.
Moving on to question 8. Can I get an AHIP certification discount or reimbursement?
Very popular question here. We get this one a lot. And yes, to both of those. Many carriers offer discounts on AHIP if you take the test through their broker portal. For 2024 certification, many carriers may offer up to $50 off the $175 price. Some carriers may even offer full AHIP reimbursement as a production incentive. You should talk to your Ritter sales specialist to contract with a carrier who offers AHIP incentives, or look for your carrier's AHIP discount link on their docs.ritterim.com carrier page. Both of those links will be in the notes. As for the details on reimbursement offers from Ritter Insurance Marketing, there are a few requirements which I am contractually obligated to mention. Agents must be level 4 direct to Ritter. Reimbursement is for new business, so new appointments, not contract renewals. Disbursement will only occur following carrier confirmation that the agent is ready to sell by 10/15/2023. Only one $125 reimbursement will be distributed to a single agent per year. All payments will be dispersed to qualifying agents after February 1, 2024. Ritter is solely responsible for the distribution of the $125 reimbursement.
Number 9. Is there a deadline to pass AHIP to sell in 2024?
Technically, yes. Passing AHIP is the initial step to completing most carrier certifications. So you won't be ready to sell any Medicare Advantage plans or Medicare Part D plans until you do so.
Number 10. Is AHIP an open book test?
Yes, you can print the training modules and use your notes while taking the test.
That's great. Going along with that is number 11. Is it a timed test?
It is. The final exam is 50 questions, and agents have 2 hours to complete it. The training modules for each section before the final exam are not timed and may take a few hours to get through if it's your first time reading through them.
Question number 12. What score do I need to pass AHIP?
You'll need to get at least 90%. If you get a higher score, that's great.
Number 13. How much should I prepare?
It depends. If you've passed the AHIP exam before, you should be well prepared to take it again. That's the point of certifying in the first place, to become an expert. If you're a first-timer, don't hesitate to set aside a week to prepare using the training modules. Medicare is a complex topic for all of us, and you want to be the most knowledgeable agent you can be.
Number 14, and this may sound like a silly question, but definitely worth asking for agents taking it for the first time who aren't sure what to expect. Is AHIP certification hard?
It depends. If this is your first time completing AHIP training, you will likely find it more difficult than a more experienced agent. While the course content and final exam questions are subject to change each year, if you're up to date on the latest CMS regulations and truly understand them, we generally think you should be able to pass. Remember, AHIP is an open book test, but it does cover a lot of material. You'll still want to study and prepare beforehand, so you know where to look in your materials for help with any questions that are more difficult for you. If you struggle with test anxiety or test taking in general, the Mayo Clinic has some great strategies that may help you increase your score, and those will be in the notes as well.
All right, down to our last question, question 15. Is AHIP certification worth the effort?
That is a decision every agent must make for themselves. Sometimes AHIP certification is required to sell certain Medicare plans. Sometimes insurers will accept other CMS-compliant Medicare trainings, like NABIP certification. It depends on the plans you want to sell, what certifications they accept, and which training you believe is more beneficial for your money, time, and effort.
That's all I have for the FAQ. Thank you so much, Sarah. Those tips and strategies are great for preparing for any type of test. For more tips, check out the episode notes for resources.
You are very welcome, Tina. Thanks for joining me here on the show today. And thank you to our listeners for supporting the podcast. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at asgpodcast@ritterim.com. We will see you next episode. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. This episode was adapted and recorded by Tina Lamoureux. Additional recording and production by me, Sarah Ruppel. Follow along with our show wherever you like to listen. Rate and review our show on Apple or Spotify.